I am the stone that the builder refused. I am the visual, the inspiration that made ladies sing the blues. I'm the spark that makes your idea bright. The same spark that lights the dark so that you can know you're not from your...
G'day guys, Tiny here from Offtap Brewing. Guys, just wanted to come out and check my first beer back of the season, if you could call it that. I put it on yesterday, out of the fridge. I didn't have time to clear it because I've only got two fridges running, one set with a lager, one set with ales, and yeah, I didn't have another one turned on to do any crash chilling. So luckily the beer that I did that was leftover wort, rinsed out, sort of sparged wort, so really low gravity. It was finished, so I transferred that into a keg last night out of a fridge that was 18 degrees. I put it into one of my kegs in my fridge, set the temperature to -3 degrees, and put it on to carbonate. Guys, in less than 24 hours, it carbonated. And that's it there, guys. No chilling, no crashing, so no crash chilling. It's not too bad at all. A couple little floaties in there, but you'd expect that when you don't crash chill. Now, it's like, don't tell anyone, it's like 7:20 in the morning. Not bad at all. I didn't put many hops with this. From memory now, I was thinking when I put it in the fermenter and I was fermenting it that I didn't, I might have just had unhopped wort, but from tasting this, there's hops in it, but not many. I think I put about 15 grams of hops in total. Like, that was it, just 15 grams just before the end, like, just before I cubed it. And it's very mild. It's actually very nice. Also from memory, I think the wort original gravity was 1025 or 1020 or something like that. So there is no alcohol in this. It's a great breakfast beer. But whilst I was doing that, I used the yeast cake for my beer on beer brewing. And when I siphoned that off into my keg, I poured another higher gravity, higher flavoured ale over the top of the yeast cake, and I left a considerable amount of this beer in the bottom of the keg, probably 3 or 4 litres, which meant that the beer I put on, you know, was relatively close to the top of the fermenter. I probably have about 5 litres of headspace in the top of the fermenter. So I came out here this morning to have a look, have a check-see, a look-see, bo peep, and I've got 2 side-by-side beers on, one with a dry pitched yeast that's been on for a week, and the other I put on last night. Now, as I said in the video Beer on Beer Brewing, it can get quite vigorous running off a yeast cake, and I'll show you the levels in the fermenter, and I'll take one lid off one and show you the top of the kreuzen to see just how vigorous a straight out dry pitched yeast got and how vigorous the other one got. Okay, so you can see the level here on this one up to the 23 litre mark on there, and you can see the level on that one up to about the 26 litre mark on there. Now let's take the lid off this one, if I can one-handed. Okay, you can see the level of the kreuzen. The other stuff on there was from when I was aerating it, so the kreuzen didn't really get that high. That's hops and aeration sort of stuff. Now, pitching beer on beer and using a yeast that's already ready to go does this, guys, and it's still pumping through. So basically we've got about 3-4 litres difference in there, and that has blown right out of the top. That is what I mean by vigorous fermentation. That beer, side by side with the other one, I wouldn't really, I suppose I could do a taste comparison, because this beer really is very low flavoured and very low alcohol. I would say there's probably 0 to none alcohol in it, but yeah, I could do a comparison side by side. They'll probably finish out at the same time, looking at that sort of fermentation, and like just have a look at the cleanliness of the beer, how clean, crisp the beer tastes, the difference in the hops. There's no way I'm going to taste this beer over that beer, or this beer won't put any flavour in. So yeah, I'll be able to do a good comparison. I might shoot a video on that for you guys, just to let you know. But there you go, guys, there's evidence. Beer on Beer Brewing, that thing started almost instantly. As soon as I put that in, that yeast woke up and just jumped all over that wort. It's quite amazing, guys. You know, give it a go. It's money saving. You don't have to waste your time with washing the shit out. If you've got a beer ready to go straight in on it, so on a brew day, you've got your wort chilled, or you do what I do, you cube your beer and put it away for a later date. Then you can quite easily just siphon off into your keg and then pitch straight over the top. And as I said in my previous video about Beer on Beer Brewing, hops aren't a problem. It just you know, brings flavour over and over and over and over. It's quite amazing. And as Craig Tube promoted me in his video and was talking about yeasts and all that sort of stuff and hops, and he did mention being able to replicate a beer over and over and over. Well, you can't do that with this unless you washed your yeast, unless you took the precautions to do this and not have any cross-contamination of any other beers at all. Breweries do it. Breweries cultivate their own yeast and they make a big pot of it and they pour a shitload in. You know, as he said in his video, being a home brewer, you're just looking for a nice beer, good quality. I'm not after, I don't write my recipes down unless it's for my business. So, you know, I'm just after a nice beer. Some beers I'd like to be able to replicate, and you know, it's unfortunate that I don't do it. I never have really written recipes down. I just freeball it on the day, which works for me sometimes, doesn't work for me other times. But yeah, very, very cost effective and time saving, guys. Beer on Beer Brewing is definitely time saving. It definitely speeds the process up. That beer will be finished in a couple of days. Definitely. If I had 2 clean fermenters, I could split that yeast cake up just by getting a sanitized scoop or a couple of spoons or something and scooping that out into another fermenter and pouring a beer over that. So you could possibly just continue using your yeast in that way. Yeah, and as I said, dry hopping, yeah, there's no drama. I've not had any dramas with dry hopping and carrying the hops over. I find it just gives off amazing flavours and aromas in the beers. Yes, you do get CO2 scrubbing, but you are adding the hops from your wort to the hops in your yeast and all that sort of stuff. It's yeah, it's quite an interesting way of brewing, guys. Think outside the box with your brewing. I always have. I don't follow any rules except science. You know, the governing rules. Maybe that's a topic for another video. Maybe, yeah, maybe I might shoot a video on that. I think I will actually. Alright guys, remember, beer makes you smarter. Support the brewer. Keep on brewing.
I am the stone that the builder refused. I am the visual, the inspiration that made ladies sing the blues. I'm the spark that makes your idea bright. The same spark that lights the dark so that you can know your left from your right.